You stood on tiptoes, stretching your arm as far as it would go, but the book you wanted was still just out of reach. You sighed in frustration, scanning the library for a stool, but finding none nearby. You couldn't give up though. The rare edition of your favorite novel was right there. But you can't get your hands on that. Damn it. Just as you were about to give up, a hand appeared beside yours, effortlessly grabbing the book from the shelf. You turn around and your heart skipping a beat because it was John Jungkook, the person you'd admired from afar for months. His dark eyes sparkled with amusement as he handed you the book. You can always ask for help, he said, extending the book towards you while your heartbeat was abnormal and the face started burning. Thank you said, taking the book from his hands, unable to meet his eyes because you're always nervous and shy around him. You have a great taste in fiction. I have read that book. It's amazing. Your eyes widened with surprise as you didn't know that he is also a book lover. Really? That's great. He smiled and nodded. I wish I could read it again, but once you get to know the story, it's not fun to read again. You smiled and nodded. Yes, as you continued talking, you started to feel comfortable. This was the first time you properly talked to him, and now you have realized why your heart chose him. He is indeed a very good guy. As you were talking, his friend came, interrupting such a happy moment of yours. You actually don't like her that much because she's always close to Jungkook. What are you doing here, Jungkook? She said, coming near him while her eyes on you. There was a hint of disgust on her face when she saw him talking to you. Nothing, we were just talking about books. YN is a dedicated reader. He praised you, but the way he called your name, you never thought your name could sound this sweet and beautiful coming out of his mouth. Stop with these book things already. Let's go, I have to show you something, she said, pulling him, but Jungkook released his hand from her grip in a way that doesn't look rude. Okay, calm down. This is the library. He turned towards you. We can discuss the story if you want after you finish reading it. He said, looking at you with a smile, and you felt butterflies in your stomach. He nodded even though you were hardly feeling your body. Sure, I would love to. He smiled while Sophia looked at him. She wasn't liking that Jungkook is so friendly and soft in front of you. Are you coming or not? Her voice has a hint of frustration. Okay, let's go. She gave you a look and walked with him. You didn't pay much attention to her because Jungkook was everything that you were thinking right now. All these months you hesitated to talk to him only because you thought he would not give any attention to you, but he's so sweet, and talking to him you felt like maybe he also wants to be friends with you. I'm crazy. He just talked to me and here I have planned the whole future already. You hit your own head with the book before going towards your desk, smiling on your own. After that day, things started to change a lot between you and Jungkook. Now you both started to talk often. Back in days, you used to just pass by or doesn't pay attention, but now your conversations became often as you always talk about something whenever you get a chance. Your feelings started to grow even more, as now you know exactly what type of guy he is, just how you thought, a gentleman with a soft personality, but only for those who are close to him or he cares about, and you seems to count on those. You closed your locker and turned around when your heart skipped a beat to see him standing near with a soft smile on his face. Did I scare you? You chuckled and shook your head. Not really. He nodded. Did you read that book? Yes, I finished it last night, and as expected by that author, it was amazing. His smile grew wider. I know, right? That author never fails to impress. You both started to walk towards the classroom while talking. Yes, I wish I could meet him. Their writing just feels so real. Jungkook smiled, understanding your feelings. I know exactly what you mean. It's like they understand what you are feeling, even if you can't put it into words. You nodded and looked at him. His side profile, his sharp features, and those soft eyes whenever he looks at you. Everything attracts you towards him, and you are falling for him every day. You quickly looked away nervously when Jungkook suddenly stopped and looked at you. Your cheeks turned pink as you thought he might have caught you staring at him, but that doesn't seem to be the case. He has something else to say. You know, there's a cafe at a little distance from our school, and there you can find really amazing books to read. People come there to enjoy reading in silence. If you want, then we can go there. You have no idea why he asked that, or it was just a random invitation to a cafe, but you did not want to miss a chance. You nodded. Of course I will. Okay, then today after school? Where are you planning to go after school? She said, coming out of nowhere, and put her hand on Jungkook's shoulder. Seems like you guys have become good friends, huh? She was saying that out of jealousy, but none of you understood. Yes, just to check out a new place, he said, looking at you. Oh, now you have started making plans without asking me, huh? She said, crossing her arms. You don't like going there. She rolled her eyes. But you could have asked. You are changing every day. She walked away from there, leaving you both confused. I think we should ask her. Jungkook looked at you. She doesn't like that place, and I wanted to go, so that's why I asked you. You sighed, but I think she's upset now. Don't worry, she'll be fine soon. Let's go. You nodded. You were going back to your home after extra classes when a voice came from back. You stopped and turned back only to see Sophia. She came near you. Hi, Sophia. You greeted her, but she wasn't looking pleased. She has been giving you these disgusting looks since you and Jungkook have started to get along. Her behavior became weird after you and Jungkook visited that cafe 2 days ago. Can we talk? Her tone was sharp. You simply nodded. Sure, what do you want to talk about? I don't know what you are trying to do, but Jungkook and I have been friends for years. I'm not going to let you come between us. You took a deep breath, trying to stay calm because in these few days you have realized that she is jealous of your and Jungkook's closeness. I'm not trying to come between you. Jungkook is important to me and I just want to be his friend. She scoffed. Friends? Is that what you call it? Because it seems like more than that to me. Looked at her for some time and decided to give her a reality check because Jungkook has already told you that she's just her good friend. Their families are friends, so they know each other from childhood, but Jungkook just see her as a friend. Yes, you can say that. She frowned when you started to speak. It seems like we are more than friends and there's nothing wrong, right? Our vibes match, we are pretty comfortable. You should be happy for us as his good friend. Before she could stretch the matter and it ended up turning into something else, you walked away, leaving her standing. Sophia clenched her hands while watching you walking away. You'll soon get a reality check. I won't let that happen. Sophia likes Jungkook, but from the time he has started talking to you, she realized that he never looked at her the way he looked at you. He's secretly in love with you and sometimes all he talks about is you when he's with her. She can't stop him from loving you, but she can't let him love you, and that's why she's finding ways to somehow break this relationship before it starts. Jungkook and you were in a cafe when suddenly heavy rain started. You were looking at the amazing scene outside while Jungkook was admiring you with love and a soft smile on his lips. It's beautiful, isn't it? You said, leaning closer to the glass as your breath fogged up the glass. Jungkook didn't respond immediately. You felt his gaze on you and turned to find him watching you with a soft smile on his lips, his eyes filled with a tenderness that made your heart flutter. "What?" you asked a little shyly, feeling your cheeks heat under his intense gaze. "Nothing, it's just you're beautiful," he said, shaking his head slightly, still smiling. You felt your face grow even warmer. "Jungkook, I mean it. Sometimes I think the world is at its most beautiful when you are looking at it. You have this way of seeing things, of appreciating the little details that makes everything seem more vibrant." His words made your heart swell with emotion. "Jungkook, that's so sweet of you to say." He reached across the table, taking your hand in his. His touch was warm and comforting, and you felt a surge of affection for him. You had grown so close over the past month, sharing countless moments and secrets. It was in these quiet, tender times that you felt the depth of your connection. "There's something I've been wanting to tell you," Jungkook said, his eyes never leaving yours. "I've been thinking about it for a while now, and I think this is the right moment." You felt your breath catch in your throat. The rain continued to pour outside, creating a cocoon of intimacy around the two of you. "I've never been good with words, especially when it comes to matters of the heart, but I need you to know how much you mean to me. From the moment I saw you struggling with that book, I felt drawn to you. You were kind, intelligent, and incredibly talented." His words brought tears in your eyes, and you squeezed his hand, urging him to continue. "I've come to realize that my life is better with you in it. You make everything brighter, more meaningful. I can't imagine a future without you. I love you." The three words hung in the air between you, filled with all the emotions and moments you had shared. You felt a rush of joy and relief knowing that your feelings were not one-sided anymore. "I love you too, Jungkook. I have loved you for so long." His smile widened and he stood up, pulling you into a gentle embrace. You buried your face in his chest, feeling the steady beat of his heart against your cheek. The rain continued to fall outside, but in that moment, all you could feel was the warmth of his embrace. "Let's make more memories together," Jungkook said softly. "Let's write our own story page by page." You nodded, your heart full to bursting. "I would love that." The next day, you were taking out your books from the locker. Your lips were curled up into a soft smile. After last night, you just can't hide your smile. His confession made everything better, but as you closed the locker, you found Sophia standing in front of you with her arms crossed around her chest. She came near you. "Hey Sophia," you greeted her, trying to sound cheerful. "I heard about what happened last night between you and Jungkook." Your cheeks turned slightly pink. Oh, her expression hardened. "I thought you should know the truth about it." You looked at her confused. "The truth? What do you mean?" Sophia took a deep breath as if preparing herself for what she was about to say. She pretended as if she is so worried. "Jungkook, he doesn't really love you. He was just completing a dare. It was all a game to him, a joke." Her words hit you like a punch to the gut. You felt the blood drain from your face, your heart pounding in your chest. "A dare? No, that can't be true." "I'm sorry," Sophia said, her voice softer now, almost biting. I didn't want you to find out like this, but I couldn't let you go on believing a lie. He's planning to humiliate you, and soon everyone will be laughing at you. They all know about this dare. Tears well up in your eyes as you try to process her words. The memory of Jungkook's tender confession replayed in your mind, now tainted with doubt. Could it all have been a lie, a cruel trick? He can never do that, you said, sounding confident because you know Jungkook well now. She shrugged, a hint of bitterness in her expression. Jungkook likes to play games. He enjoys the attention and the thrill. I'm sorry you got caught up in it. I know him more than you, so I just warned you. Rest is on you, believe it or not, it's your choice. Saying that, she left from there, leaving you alone with your thoughts. Wyan, you stopped while Jungkook finally caught your speed. He stopped while catching his breath. You were trying to control your tears. I told you to wait for me. What happened? You took a deep breath, your hands trembling slightly. Jungkook, I need to ask you something, and I want you to be honest with me. He frowned, concern etched on his face. Of course, what's wrong? You looked into his eyes, trying to read the truth in them. Sophia told me something today. She said that your confession last night was part of a dare that you did to humiliate me. His eyes widened in shock, and for a moment he was speechless. What? No, that's not true at all. You shook your head, tears blurring your vision. She said everyone knows about it and that they're all waiting to laugh at me. Jungkook's expression turned serious, his hands reaching out to hold yours. Listen to me, Sophia is lying. I would never do something like that to you. I confess because I genuinely care about you. I love you. You knew he's honest, but you just wanted to confirm it. The sincerity in his eyes made your heart ache even more. But why would she say that? He sighed, a troubled look crossing his face. Sophia and I have been friends for a long time, but she always had a hard time sharing me with others. I think she's jealous and trying to drive a wedge between us. He couldn't believe that Sophia could go this far. You felt torn, caught between the pain of betrayal and the hope that Jungkook was telling the truth. How can I be sure? Jungkook cupped your face. Look at me. Do you see any deceit? I swear to you, what I feel for you is real. I would never hurt you like that. Your heart pounded as you searched his eyes, seeing only the love and honesty reflected back to you. Slowly you felt the knot of doubt begin to untie. I'm sorry for doubting you, Jungkook. He pulled you into a tight embrace, his arms wrapping around you protectively. It's okay, and thank you for trusting me. Jungkook didn't able to control his anger. He couldn't believe that the girl he always thought was her well-wisher and a good friend tried to break his relationship with the girl he loved so much. Sophia, we need to talk. Jungkook said, his voice calm but firm. She looked up. About what? She knew what he's going to say, and that's why she was avoiding to look at him. Why did you tell Wyan that my confession was a dare? Why would you lie? He said, raising his voice a little. Sophia's eyes hardened. I felt like I was losing you to her. I was jealous. He sighed, his expression softening slightly. You could have talked to me, instead you hurt her. You need to make this right. Tears welled up in Sophia's eyes. I'm sorry, Jungkook. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I was just scared. She realized that she will lose him as a friend, and that's why she admitted her mistake. Apologize to her and tell her the truth. We all make mistakes. What matters is learning from them, he said in a little bit of a soft tone. Later that evening, you sat at the cafe, your heart heavy. Sophia walked in and approached your table. Can I sit? She asked softly. You nodded. She sat down looking embarrassed. I lied to you. Jungkook's confession wasn't a dare. It was real. I was jealous and scared of losing him. Her honesty brought a mix of relief and lingering hurt. It really hurt, Sophia. I know, I'm so sorry, she said, tears in her eyes. I never wanted to hurt you. Thank you for telling me the truth. Let's be honest with each other from now on. Sophia nodded, relief flooding her face. I'm sorry once again. I realized that I was just a friend and Jungkook only see a good friend in me, and I'm happy with that. You should be, he really sees you as a good friend. She nodded. I'm happy that you won his heart that no one could. I hope you both will be happy together like this. After some time, Jungkook also came there and three of you spent some time together. Sophia realized that she cannot force herself on him when he is in love with you, and you were happy to be able to become the love of his life. Jungkook found his comfort in you. He never related to anyone the way he did to you, and that made him take the first move and finally confessing his feelings to you. His love was pure and real for you.